InsideThunder.com. Powered by Wheeler Whitlock Insurance.
Hi, I'm Randy Renner at Chesapeake Energy Arena. The Oklahoma City Thunder on Sunday night blew out the Denver Nuggets, leading by as many as 30 points. They ended up winning at 117-93. Had 7 guys score in double figures. Kevin Durant led the way. He had 25. It was a big night for just about everybody, even Mitch McGary and Cameron Payne, 2 guys who hadn't been able to play all season long, got in some action about halfway through the fourth quarter. The Thunder now are 3-0 as they head down to Houston to take on the Rockets, who are 0-3, and Houston has lost those 3 games by at least 20 points. After the game, we had a chance to go into the locker room and hear from head coach Billy Donovan, also Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant.
Well, I thought on both ends we played well. I thought we made some improvements from our last game. I thought, one, defensively, we did a much better job. Certainly coming out of the Orlando game with the points that both Russell and Kevin scored. I think if you look at their assist totals, both those guys, they did a great job of getting other guys involved. I thought Serge started off very, very well, and I thought Serge played, a complete game, which was good. And then the thing was, I think our sharing the ball and moving the basketball and having 32 assists was a good thing. For whatever reason, we seemed to do a better job with the turnovers in the second half than we do in the first. I think we had 1 or 2 turnovers in the third quarter, which was good. It was positive. But if we can cut down our turnovers, but overall, I thought that with one day in between, that they did a good job yesterday and today, getting themselves prepared and ready to play. And I thought we played well.
Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. Can you expand on Serge's game? Just how you thought did he set the tone for you guys?
Well, he made some shots. He had some blocks. He defended really well. Serge is one of those guys that, he's very versatile defensively because he's good enough that you can switch. And they create and present some problems when they start moving Gallinari around because he is so skilled and versatile and has got great size. So when you start switching on him from the small forward spot with Serge has got the ability really to move his feet. We got caught a few times in the first half, more than a few, where we got below the three-point line and we gave up some threes. And then I thought the guys made a great adjustment in the second half, and we pressed up and maybe took that away from them a little bit. So I think they only made 2 threes in the second half. I think they had 7 in the first, so it was a better job there.
What's DJ giving you the first 3 games?
DJ to me is a consummate pro. He's a veteran. He's just steady. The one thing I appreciate about him is he's just even-keeled. He's an even-keeled guy. You don't know if he's playing really well or you don't know if he's playing poorly. He just kind of stays even. I think he's got a excuse me, a really good feel for the game. He's got a good understanding, and I think because he can make shots, even though with his size, it does enable him to still get into the lane because you got to pull out on him because you got to respect him from out of line, and he shot the ball well today.
Did you see a defensive improvement in the team getting back and getting back on defense, contributing to keeping them out of the paint?
Yeah, I thought we did a better job. We a couple times in the first half, we got sucked in on some drives that they maybe would have been some tough layups they would have had to make, and we probably overcommitted and it gave up a corner 3 and a couple at the top. But I thought in the second half we did a really good job of trying to keep them shooting the ball, inside the 3-point line, and tried to make them take some tough twos. But they're a hard team to guard. And the reason they're hard is obviously Mike, they run really good stuff on offense, and then 2, because of Gallinari and his versatility offensively, you almost can play him at so many different positions.
Steve McGehee with News 9. How big was it for Russ and Kevin to take off the fourth quarter with the game tomorrow night?
Well, the one thing I liked with our team is, I think one of the things that can happen is you get a big lead, you're going into the fourth quarter, is to lose focus and lose the things you've been working for 3 quarters. And I appreciated certainly the guys that second unit came in there and they played well in the fourth quarter, and we played well when we got up. And that to me was encouraging because that's hard to do. A lot of times in NBA games you see it all the time. Leads can evaporate really, really quickly, and momentum and the tide changes very quickly. So I think it was great, coming out of that third quarter that, Kevin and Russell and Serge didn't have to play a second there, and the other guys played very, very well, and I thought we carried on for where we picked up start second half.
How's what you're doing defensively right now going to play into what you want to keep the Rockets from doing tomorrow?
Well, obviously, I think one of the things, I've said this before, you got a base package of how you're going to defend, but certainly James Harden is a really, really hard and difficult matchup for anybody in this league. Up top, a lot of it depends on who's in pick and roll with him. He does a great job of drawing fouls. He gets in the lane. They do a great job of taking advantage of corner threes. So, we'll have to do different things. I'm not so sure you can just play him with one coverage because I think he's too crafty, he's too smart. So we'll have to, watch film, and obviously it's a quick turnaround. We'll meet tomorrow morning and then try to come up with some schemes and some ideas from there.
Kevin mentioned before the game that you guys are trying to figure out with each game who you are. How does this game get you one step closer to that?
I mean, it's huge. I think we did a good job of coming back and locking in on the task at hand and just worrying about us and not worrying about the other team and took care of business.
They only shot like 43% inside the paint. How did Serge set the tone on that end of the floor?
Did a good job of protecting the basket, rebounding the basketball. Him and Steven, our bigs, did a great job of taking pride in protecting the paint.
You almost stuck half your arm in the rim on that putback dunk from a momentum standpoint. How important was that?
I was huge. I mean, it was big just to kind of, constantly keep me going and keep the team and the crowd into the game. So.
Given how much drama there was at the end of the first two games, how nice was it to be on the bench just watching because y'all was in control?
It was good, man. That's good to be able to sit down and watch, especially we got a game tomorrow. So it's good to kind of rest and get our minds right for tomorrow.
What are going to be some keys tomorrow night?
Just be ready to play. They're looking for a win. We got to go in there and take care of business.
They barely shot above 40% from the paint. What do you attribute that to?
Just, athletic guys in there. Serge did a good job of, getting back to blocking shots, and Steven was great in this. And we made him shoot tough shots.
For a guy who didn't play down the stretch last night, a couple nights ago in Serge, what was it like for him and his attitude to be able to come back and lead you all on defense?
You could tell, Serge has a sense of pride. We all do as basketball players, and he wanted to come out and have a really good game today. And he did. He just, knocked down an open shot, blocked shots for us, and was ran the floor very, very well, defended very, very well. So, when you things don't go your way, the really good basketball players kind of use it as a little motivation, not in a selfish way, but just wanted to go out there and play well for himself and for the team.
4 games at 5 nights. It's nice to get a little extra rest there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. It's a tough season, tough league. You have Denver. It was a quick, fast-paced team, get up and down the floor. Next night you got Houston, who's doing the same thing. One of the best players in basketball. So. That's the name of the game when you're playing in the NBA. We just got to be ready.
Does DJ just kind of have the perfect mentality for a backup point guard, just steady off the bench, always has the same emotions no matter what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, he knows who he is, and I've been knowing DJ, for 10 years, and he's been the same way, ever since we were in college as a starting point guard, just so steady, calm always, not too high, not too low. And that's what we need from our point guard. Tonight he was great, hitting big shots for us, penetrating, getting into the lane and finding his teammates. And, that's what we need from him. He's been doing that all season.
We know that you and Russ can carry the team in terms of scoring, but what does it say about this team when you get 7 guys in double figures, about what it can be?
It just shows how deep we are. And, we made it easy for everybody, making an extra pass. Guys were getting steals, getting out, kicking the ball ahead. So when you play like that, everybody plays together like that, it makes it easier.
Quick turnaround for tomorrow night. What are some keys against Houston?
Coming against a desperate team, we lost 3 in a row. Like I said, got one of the best players in basketball, James Harden, who can do pretty much everything on the floor. Shooters and a big man who's great at the rim at finishing. So we got our work cut out for us. We just got to depend on each other on the defensive end, offensively keep moving the basketball, and know on the road it's going to be a tough environment. And we got to face adversity. We're going to face adversity at some point throughout the game. We just got to stay together. So it's a great test for us.
None of the starters played in the fourth quarter, and so it was good for them to get a little bit of rest as the Thunder head to Houston for a back-to-back. Then they'll be off on Tuesday, and then we'll have another back-to-back on Wednesday and Thursday. So 4 games for Oklahoma City coming up in the next 5 nights. Thunder off to a great start this season. They're 3-0. You might remember with all the injury problems they had last season, they started 3-12. This time they're on their way to a much better season. That's Mitch McGarry headed out tonight. He, as we said earlier, was able to get in the action tonight along with rookie point guard Cameron Payne. Keep it right here. We'll keep you updated at InsideThunder.com.